If you practice before, Spencer's murder made the audience wince. It is likely that the fourth set will make you cover your eyes with a lot of crazy new details. From Homelander's morbid laughter while watching a man play with mushrooms until the pleasure of brain damage is not like the AI of Sister Sex, the boy continues to prove, I'm a dirty TV series, and the most outrageous ever produced. So what's interesting about an hour? The two factions are Rossau. Any characters are about to appear. Let's start dissecting now. First with the emergence of a series related to the past. As Becca, wife of Butcher, Huey's departed mother, Kimiko's older sisters, old enemy of Starlight, or even a victim of Frankie's. When you were a gangster, the boys clearly, I want to undo the darkest parts in each person's past. It also has its own logic. When Amazon just announced next season, that's the 5th part, this will be the end of the TV series. So maybe the writers are wanting to build enough journeys, psychological development before they give the boys in the 7 are dead. And only in this episode, the road to becoming a psychopath that Homelander is going was significantly crazier. After the inner monologue in the previous episode, Superhero Cape, I had a surprise visit to my childhood home. It's a research facility deep underground. Here the secret is revealed. When old, he was treated very badly by the Vote's scientists. Detention, torture, and emotional manipulation, the most inhuman game the Homeland has experienced. So we've all predicted the fate of these people. At the end of the episode, you're not all dead. Even so, before being massacred, this facility has left the audience quite detailed. The first interesting, we are seeing the original design for Homelander's outfit. Above her to 1987. On the wall, it also marks the height of the Lost Heroes, up to 56 years old. Looks like John's been here all his childhood, until this name is crossed out and officially debuted. To be a Homelander superhero. The scientists are also doing something with a blue drug that's highly probable. It's temporary compound VI. The boys used to have superpowers. And finally, it's a piece of paper from the Boss Corporation attached to the board. There's a project called Ordisa. Ordisa is actually the code name for a real organization. It has helped many former members of the German government in the World War escape when losing the battle. This is a detail. Contact the founder of the company directly, Frederick Board and Stone Friend, when both are strongly connected to the extreme ideal. This group, or maybe it implies these inhumane experiments on people. It's happened since the war. But no matter what it really is, it's hard not to feel sad for Homelander. In this episode, every crazy personality, his sick desire for love. It turns out it all started from an unhappy childhood. We see it in scientists. There's a woman named Berbera, and he's the only one who has a voice for Homelander. Do you see this type of character as familiar? That's right, it's identical to Stampun and Stillbow. She also represents the mother figure. That's what Superman is obsessed with. Barbara was also the only Homelander to spare. Seeing the milk in the closet is enough to understand him. How much love is O1? A few other turns are also connected by voice. That's how Homelander was born. Laser puncture the mother's abdomen to get out, and it floats when the umbilical cord is still attached. It's a horrible sight. He appeared in Comic. All in all, Homelander's journey has taken a giant leap forward. From those who depend on the love of the many, desperate for a mother, and then the desire to be a father. Homelander almost threw away his humanity. After all, no one considers him human. So, Superman sees himself as a god, beyond those who made them. Crazy, but I'm very convinced of what I've been through. Of course, this character remains the soul of the entire series. Heroes of this season. Maybe we need to go to the doctor, because Homelanders are getting psychopathic. While the buzzer's disease, every time there is another complication, difficult to help in episode BA. I've got a glimpse of a blood vessel waiting to emerge. The 4th episode was confirmed. This is a creature that lives inside his body, leader of the boys. It's hard to guess what it is. We only know when this creature appears. One of two things will happen. The first is that the poster will collapse, and the second is fainting, but given a tremendous power. The poster himself confessed that a few months ago, you've secretly taken a permanent dose of VI, but I don't see the power. Should be, the black worm is the poster's new power. Mention of illness. I know that. There's a lot of VI compounds in Homelander's room. And when you open the closet, some bottles are missing. Whether it's to fight aging and hair loss. Like the first episode, Homelander is like a key pen. You have to use this deadly drug. No matter what it is, the new power of the leader. The boys are also worth looking forward to when we see his opponent torn apart like a piece of cloth. After the end of the last Gemmy series, the teens of Gold Dinkin University, there is also a schedule in the main timeline of The Boys. It's an event called T4THE Expert, a satirical version of the real-life Gentry Expert hosted by Disney. This is not the first time The Voice, Rockhouse Rat, when the online cinema platform is also set. It's the same as Disney+. Speaking of sarcasm, the speed hero is also the movie is called Training Angel. That we saw closed in the previous episode is as detailed as a cat from the 2009 movie The Light Side Poster, a work that also received a lot of criticism when going to White Sever or White Savior. Sen and Cat will be the two faces that appear together at once. High probability related to this fleeting scene. In the trailer, news after that of the superhero Tech-9 also confirmed that Angeli, Emma and Jordan are missing. It's unclear what lab the group was in. What is the end of episode 8? But maybe the theory that San and Kate were in the group. The 7 is not high. Let's go back to the 4 old names: Firebreaker and Sister Seed. I took 5th and 6th. Whereas Homeliner himself said, to reserve last place for my son. But the more it does, the role of these students becomes unpredictable. The fate of Black Noah. Maybe it will be revealed when I also studied acting at God U. Maybe we'll have to wait for the next episode. The most horrible movie Episode 4 is definitely called Sister Sex. With the deep comedy, when this couple showed the audience a surgery, it's literally obsessive. There's a bloody object on the table. The wise superhero we saw in Episode 3. It's a tool. Let you destroy your own hydrocephalus. They will recover on their own. But during that period of brain death, Sister Sex will be peaceful and not be disturbed by thoughts. To Smart, there's suffering. Many viewers think that she's the most interesting character of the 4th season. And as seen, the mind of this Superman is not ordinary at all. You trap the Starlight and ruin the reputation of the Yellow Camp. Maybe in the future, the plans of Sex will be more sophisticated. However, her weak body, it will also be a place where the boy can play. If you want to get rid of this hero. With the deep, I never knew this young man's journey can only progress when his mission is mostly still comedy. The dish that we see arranged to call back is the fried chicken of the town level. It's called Kyrie. This is a famous chef, real life, and the owner of a large fortune. Path of struggle by Starlight protest. It's a little hard to succeed. He was filmed beating the Firebreaker. All the fame the heroines built over the years. Eventually the river broke down. Special country sex. We've also found evidence that Starlight destroyed Thailand. In the next scene, I see that who also knew before. Is it the child of both? This detail is quite random. It's not clear what it contributes to the future story or not, but highly likely the writers are trying to target. Controversy in the Abortion Ban Act in the United States has caused a tremendous backlash over the years. Even though this has also become the fatal weakness of Starlight, and maybe it's time for the boy to be himself again. It's victory by force. Starlight is also learning to fly, so maybe next time the Firecracker won't be able to stay online. The new name of the 7. You see smoke, not fire. The audience has not seen any power of this heroine, beyond the ability to strip and see a song with the deep. However, I'm obsessed with Starlight's body shaming. It seems real when Frenchie sneaks into the Firebreaker's room. I found you a bottle of pedoclopamide. This is a drug. It is mainly used for stomach diseases, and the esophagus is affordable. Firebreaker has fasted in an extreme way to get the body that it is now, after being told fresh lock. With this persistent feud, high ability, there will be another duel in the future. I hope the Firebreaker will show his strength, not just lying in battle. A little beyond words. While Firebreaker meets Butcher, we've also heard of a name called Webweaves. This is a superhero in the comics, and you can also see him in the game. In previous episodes. And finally, the biggest surprise of Episode 4 belongs to the Hui family. As you know at the end of the movie, not Hui, your mother was the one who injected the compound. 6 for the father's stroke, and he actually woke up. If you look at the jacket that Hilly's hiding the vial of the compound in, originally hung on a chair, but after going out and coming back, it's been squeezed at the top. The bed butt. That's how Hilly's mother knew her son had the V compound. And why is she injecting when at first you give up? This is definitely a non-trivial character, and there's even a theory online that she was completely Hilly's imagination. That's right, we don't see any interaction between this woman and other characters. Maybe Louis was paranoid, like a key Pensy Becca. That doesn't sound very grounded. So I thought we should also just take this as a hypothesis for reference only. In the trailer, I also saw a scene in the hospital. The presence of Huey, and an unknown person's face is covered in blood. High ability, this is your father after he woke up. Maybe you'll cause a riot in the next episode. Louis and at trees after him, for finally made peace. This will be even more of a confirmation. Starlight and Mike. Speed Hero will be next. Stand with the boys. Huey forgives at trees. It's also a contrast to the old Homelander scene. While Healthy letting go of hatred and shake hands with old enemies, Homelander also says to forgive. But he killed everyone who had ever sinned against him. If there is more Athens, stand in line with Starlight. It's burning so hot, powered by the Butcher's new power. And Kimiko's still as good as ever. Then the boys are probably at the top door with the Simon. And of course can't forget Ashley. Survived through for parts, and even Genvi. This character certainly still has an important role to play in the plot. Now she and Angel are still in the same boat. Maybe Ashley will also turn the card trader Homelander. I think this is entirely possible. And those are the details that we think. It's interesting about the 4th episode. With the orientation of the plot, the same events are coming together. We can totally look forward to it. Into what's next, more attractive. Still some details like the former sister of Kimiko. Or the love of Frenchie and Colin.